Mahakama ya upeo hapa nchini Kenya Jumanne ilitupilia mbali pingamizi dhidi ya uamuzi wake wa Februari ulioruhusu tume ya kitaifa ya haki za kibinadamu ya mashoga na wasagaji kujiandikisha kama shirika lisilo la kiserikali. Mahakama hiyo ikisema kwamba mbunge wa Homabay Town Peter Kaluma si mhusika aliyelalamikiwa na uamuzi wake, kwani hakuwahi kuhusika katika kesi hiyo chini ya sheria zinazosimamia usikilizaji wa kesi hiyo. Kwenye kikao na wanahabari hapa jijini Nairobi Jumatano, Kaluma amesema mahakama ilikiuka sheria zinazolinda binadamu dhidi ya dhuluma za aina hiyo.
This is my press statement on the Supreme Court decision on homosexuality, otherwise called LGBTQ+++ in Kenya. On 24th February 2023, the Supreme Court of Kenya delivered a judgment by which the court ordered the registration of homosexual associations in the country. By that decision, the court also purported to amend Article 27, Sub-Article 4 of the Constitution, and in so doing declared that sex, as used under that provision, includes sexual orientation. The decision of the Supreme Court was met with huge public uproar across the country and all sections of our society, and of course across Africa and the world.
Kulingana na Kaluma, yuko tayari kurejea katika mahakama hiyo na kuendeleza na malalamishi yake ambayo sharti yapatiwe kipaumbele.
And I can tell you, in as much as I've recommended we return to court, we are returning to prick their conscience. We are returning to ashame them. But I can tell you, even when I went, I knew that application would not be allowed. That we must keep coming. And I want to tell Kenyans, don't be disheartened. Wangari Maathai lost the battle in court for locus standi in protecting Uhuru Park, but she won by losing the battle. And by losing, all lawyers across the world sat down and asked, what is this locus standi thing which only entitles a few people to go to court and not everybody affected by a clean environment? So sometimes Kenyans may think we have lost, but I can tell you we have not lost. Courts by history is an elected arm of government, and it is an easy arm across the world, not just in Kenya, to be captured. And I doubt our courts will be an exception.
Vilevile, mbunge huyo wa Homabay Town ameshikilia kwamba amemwandikia barua spika wa bunge la kitaifa Moses Masika Wetangula kufanyia marekebisho kipengee cha 259(4) cha katiba na kuweka wazi maana ya nomino, jinsia au sex kwa lugha ya Kimombo.
I have written to the Speaker of the National Assembly proposing an amendment to the Constitution to repeal Article 259, Sub-Article 4 of the Constitution, and to define sex. As I told you, even in the decision of the Supreme Court we are fighting, the court relied in the gap created by Article 259, Sub-Article 4, to define sex to include sexual orientation. Because this provision says whenever a law uses the word includes, it means includes but not limited to. And this is what the courts hid under while purporting to interpret the Article 24, Sub-Article 4 of the Constitution to say sex therefore includes sexual orientation.
Hata hivyo, kwa Kaluma hali si hali, kwani anadai kuwa anachopigana nacho kina uzito wa aina yake, ikizingatiwa kwamba ni watu wenye hela na mipesa, ila ana imani kwamba atashinda.
The war is not easy. And I can tell you it is not easy. It's full of intimidation. We are fighting people who are moneyed. We are fighting people who are very corrupt. We are fighting people who control instruments of power across the world. We are fighting people who are vengeful and very dark. But I say the war must be won, and it shall be won.
Ameshikilia kwamba Rais William Ruto, naibu wake Rigathi Gachagua, mama wa taifa Bi Rachel Ruto, pamoja na Pastor Dorcas Rigathi Gachagua wamekuwa wakiyapigania maadili ya jamii na kuomba washikilie papo hapo.
So the president has been very clear. And by the way, let me say, it would be a big mistake for the president to hide from this battle, because We have a president who was largely supported by Christians and Muslims. I can tell President Ruto that you run from this battle, you will lose the next elections, whenever it is called. Luckily, he has been very consistent. He has been very consistent in supporting our fight that these foreign things should be kept out. And I saw it in Kenya during that forum I'm talking about and other public fora. I saw him also being interviewed while outside of this country, and it was very clear that we have values to keep. The Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua, also has been very clear, and I've seen the First Lady and the Second Lady have also been very clear, and I doubt they can be uncertain about this battle. So my hope and prayer is that they remain on the course, because this is about protecting our values as a people. This is about keeping off things which are detrimental to our society and only accepting those which are good.
Swala la mapenzi na mahusiano ya watu wa jinsia moja linazidi kuibua hisia kinzani miongoni mwa Wakenya, huku mbunge wa Homabay Town Peter Kaluma akitarajia kurejea kwa mara nyingine tena katika mahakama ya upeo. Je, mara hii itamvulia dafu ama atayanywa maji ya madafu? Nikiripotia Mo Radio kutoka katika barabara ya majengo ya bunge hapa jijini Nairobi, jina langu ni Ronnie Reagan.
Mo Radio 88.2 FM. We are in charge.